We need to talk about Witchbrook. I remember seeing the very first pixel art teasers for this game back in 2017. I was completely captivated. I immediately wanted to enroll in Witchbrook College, move to the seaside town of Mossport, and start brewing potions. I feel certain that many of you experienced that exact same excitement. We have all been waiting nearly a decade for the ultimate magical life simulation game. I check their social media accounts and official website constantly. The complete lack of regular, meaningful communication from the developers is exhausting. You are absolutely allowed to be frustrated about how long this is taking. I feel the exact same way. We recently received an official update stating the release date is delayed again, with the launch window now being sometime in 2026. I want to play this game right now. The constant waiting is genuinely difficult. I look at the comments on Reddit and various cozy gaming forums, and the sentiment is identical everywhere. People are tired of waiting. We see a short video clip, a new character introduction, or a small map update, then we receive zero new information for months. The developers recently shared an interactive map of Mossport to show off the physical scale of the playable world. It looks incredibly detailed. It features the beaches of Parasol Sands, the physical paths of Shad Hollow Forest, and the large school itself. Seeing those specific details only makes the wait harder. I want to explore those areas. I want to decorate my own little cottage in the student village. I want to attend daytime classes and learn tarot reading, and then attend night classes to study the cosmos. I want to grow magical plants and go fishing in the river near the farmlands. The developers promise a deeply interactive world where every single non-playable character has a full, realistic daily schedule. We will supposedly be able to form friendships, start businesses, and date the townspeople. I feel incredibly impatient because the concept aligns perfectly with everything I want in a cozy game. The frustration comes directly from knowing exactly what we are missing. We just want to start our magical school lives. To understand this extremely long development cycle, we have to look directly at the studio creating the game, Chucklefish. I look at their corporate history, and the timeline becomes understandable. Chucklefish is an independent British game developer and publisher. They originally published Stardew Valley. They also developed highly successful games internally like Starbound and Wargroove. They are incredibly successful financially. This past success creates a very specific reality for the development of Witchbrook. Chucklefish operates without external publishers, forcing them to meet strict corporate deadlines. They have the financial security to take exactly as much time as they want. They fund their own projects completely independently. Nobody is demanding a rushed holiday release to satisfy shareholders. Furthermore, Chucklefish operates under a strict, publicly stated zero-crunch policy. They refuse to force their staff to work overtime, and they've recently transitioned to a 4-day workweek. They state clearly that they believe developers who are healthy and well-rested make better games. Ethically, I respect this policy completely. I want game developers to have a good work-life balance, and I never want people to suffer or become exhausted just so I can play a video game. However, this healthy labour policy has a direct and obvious impact on the release date. Refusing to mandate overtime means development moves at a very slow, deliberate pace. They are building a massive, highly detailed isometric world. They are programming complex character schedules, romance mechanics, and 4-player online co-op. Doing all of that on a 4-day work week simply takes a massive amount of time. I feel very conflicted about the whole situation. I appreciate their commitment to healthy working conditions. I also feel extremely impatient and annoyed by the delays. We are watching an independent studio build an ambitious game at a completely relaxed pace. That is the exact reason we are still waiting. They will release Witchbrook exactly when they feel it is fully finished. Until then, we just have to sit here and wait for a date in 2026. I feel frustrated by the constant delays, absolutely, but I also feel an immense amount of genuine excitement when I review the actual feature list. We need to remember exactly what Chucklefish has promised us. I look at the design documents and I see a highly specific, appealing combination. I want the daily, structured routines of a life simulation combined strictly with a magical academy setting. I imagine merging the agricultural and social systems of a game like Stardew Valley with the classes and spells of a wizarding school. That exact combination is the reason I remain completely invested in this project. I imagine my custom character arriving in the coastal town of Mossport. I want to begin my journey as a completely inexperienced witch in training. The developers outlined a very clear, structured gameplay loop. We will wake up and attend scheduled magic classes. I want to sit at my desk, take notes, and complete specific academic assignments for my professors. And after class, I want to learn the precise science of brewing potions. I imagine spending hours foraging for magical plants in the surrounding forests and along the beaches. I want to bring those raw ingredients back to my cauldron to experiment with different recipes. I also want to grow a dedicated garden of magical flora in the school greenhouse. I love the concept of balancing serious academic studies with open-ended exploration of the coastal environment. I am incredibly impressed by the planned social systems. Chucklefish described these mechanics as highly ambitious. I look at the resident list of Mossport and I see a massive community of unique individuals. The developers confirmed that every single non-playable character follows a distinct, personalised daily schedule. They attend class, they eat lunch at the cafe, and they go home to sleep. I love games that feature realistic, independent routines for the townspeople. I want to build complex, lasting friendships with my fellow students by talking to them daily and learning their personal schedules. I want to schedule romantic dates and meet my partners at the local shops. Interestingly, the developers also included a dedicated rivalry system. I want to develop intense academic rivalries with the top students in my classes. I feel eager to navigate these complex, simulated social dynamics. The developers are creating a comprehensive student life simulator alongside the standard town activities. They are building the simulation using extremely detailed isometric pixel art. I look at the high-resolution screenshots and I feel absolutely stunned by the visual quality. I love the density of the environment. The art features tiny specific details like books stacked irregularly on desks, plants hanging from windows, and realistic lighting reflecting off the cobblestone streets. The isometric perspective allows for a clear, elevated view of the entire town layout. I want to customize my clothing and decorate my dorm room with magical artifacts, and I want to participate in the seasonal town festivals and compete in school events. I just want to exist inside this beautifully crafted space. The incredible visual density and the complex simulation mechanics explain exactly why I am willing to wait until sometime in 2026. I genuinely believe the final product will reward our patience. I want to talk directly about the actual release timeline. I look at Chucklefish's hiring patterns over the last few years, and I notice a very specific trend. They are still actively recruiting for key development roles, including programming positions. Finding and onboarding new staff adds significant time to the production schedule. Furthermore, I notice a complete lack of a recent comprehensive gameplay trailer. We usually see deep dives into user interfaces and core mechanical loops at least a year before the game launches. I combine those two facts, and I honestly do not expect a 26th release date. I predict we might see a concrete release date trailer late this year, but I expect the actual game launch to happen in 2027. I know that prediction sounds incredibly disappointing. I feel annoyed at myself making that prediction. I just want to manage our expectations realistically based on the available evidence. A game with this level of complex social simulation requires massive amounts of quality assurance testing. The developers must ensure every single non-playable character's schedule functions correctly without breaking the game code. I prefer a delayed, fully functional game over a broken, rushed release. I have absolutely no confirmed release date to give you today, but I refuse to end this video without giving you some immediate options. I want to share a couple of magical and witchy games you can play right now on your current hardware. I play these games specifically when I feel extremely impatient for Witchbrook. They feature excellent magical mechanics and cozy atmospheres, and I guarantee they will occupy your time wonderfully. The first game I strongly recommend is Wylde Flowers. I consider this a mandatory play for anyone interested in magical life simulators. I love the fact that it is completely voice acted. Every single line of dialogue from every townsperson features professional voice acting. You play as a young woman named Tara. You move to a cozy rural island to help your grandmother rebuild the family farm. You discover you are a witch shortly after arriving. I really enjoy the daily process of tending to the crops, taking care of the animals, and mining for resources. After the sun goes down, I retreat to my secret basement, and I learn to cast useful spells and brew complex potions to help the townspeople. I really appreciate the deep interpersonal drama and the realistic relationships you can build with the locals. The storyline features serious themes, diverse characters, and genuine emotional moments. I highly recommend spending your time on this island. The second game I want to highlight is Mika and the Witch's Mountain. I find this to be a gorgeous, visually stunning adventure game. You play as a young, aspiring witch named Mika. I spent most of my time delivering packages to the various residents of a beautiful, vibrant island. I travel across the map strictly by flying on a magic broomstick. The developers created a wonderful flight system. I love catching the wind updrafts to fly higher into the sky and exploring the different geographical areas of the island. You upgrade your broom over time to fly faster and carry heavier packages. The entire experience features a very relaxing, stress-free atmosphere. There is no combat and no strict time limit forcing you to rush. I feel extremely calm whenever I play this game. It delivers a perfect, light-hearted, magical experience. I think both these games provide exactly the right atmosphere, and I genuinely believe playing them will make the wait for Witchbrook significantly easier to handle. I want to wrap up this video with my final thoughts on the situation. Witchbrook looks absolutely incredible. I review the promised features, the isometric pixel art, and the complex social mechanics, and I see a game I desperately want to play. The wait is extremely brutal. Good things require a significant amount of time to develop properly. Chucklefish is building an ambitious project. However, the complete lack of regular, transparent communication from the development team is exhausting the patience of the entire cozy gaming community. I feel the exact same frustration you feel when we go months without a single update. I want to know exactly how you feel about this incredibly long development cycle. Tell me in the comments if you are still genuinely hyped for Witchbrook, or alternatively, tell me if this multi-year wait has completely eliminated your excitement for the game. I want to know if you have simply moved on to other titles. Go down to the comments right now and let's argue about it. I want to read your honest, unfiltered opinions on Chucklefish and their timeline. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel before you leave and leave a like on this video. I monitor their developer blogs and social media accounts constantly. The absolute second Chucklefish drops a new gameplay trailer, a new character reveal, or an official release date, I will cover it immediately on this channel. I want us to experience that news together. Thank you so much for watching today. I appreciate the Tea Time crew, and I'll see you in the next video.